Hello, everybody. This is Phil again. We are going to start a new story. This one is called The Bad Rich Kid Who Kills the Poor Lady's Son. This is part 1. Here we go. I am Caroline Garcia, and this is my story.
You killed my baby! How dare you! You are a murderer! You're a murderer!
Not now, okay?
Too bad you can't prove it.
Look at me, Mom. It's gonna be okay.
Would you walk the court through as to what happened that night?
I had just got done at the library studying for my finals. I think it was 11:30 at night. I was driving home minding my own business when suddenly this other car ran the red light and was bearing down on me. I only had a fraction of a second to react. I managed to turn just enough to avoid it. But the car hit my rear quarter panel and spun me into the median.
And what happened to the other driver?
I couldn't quite see it. It was dark at night. And when we hit and crashed into the telephone pole, by the time I got to him, the other driver had already passed. I tried to bring him back. I did, but it was too late. There was nothing more I could have done. I swear it. I just wish Mr. Garcia wasn't in such a hurry. Then none of this would have happened and he'd still be with us today.
That is a lie! He didn't run any red lights. My son was a good driver.
Okay, let's have some questions about this dialogue. Who do I accuse of being a murderer? I accuse Eric Nichols of murder. Where was Eric before the accident? He was at the library studying for his finals, it says. What does Eric say the other car did? Well, he says it ran a red light and was bearing down on him. How much time did Eric have to react before the crash? He only had a fraction of a second to react. What did Eric say happened to the other driver? He said the other driver crashed into a telephone pole and died. Was the other driver still alive when Eric reached him? No, he was already dead when Eric reached him. Who does Eric blame for the accident? He blames the other driver for being in too much of a hurry. Okay, here we go.
He didn't run any red lights. My son was a good driver. He was a safe driver.
One more outburst like that, Mrs. Garcia, and I will find you in contempt, and I will bar you from my courtroom.
I'm sorry.
Very sorry, Your Honor.
Does the state wish to cross-examine Mr. Nichols?
No questions at this time, Your Honor.
What are you doing? What happened to all the questions you were going to ask him?
Miss Garcia, I just don't think it's gonna help our case.
Well, of course it will. Oh, come on. The cops on the scene said that there were no books in his car.
Mrs. Garcia, I've warned you.
Mom? Mom! Mom, somebody help!
Bailiff, get an EMT in here now.
Someone fast! Mom, I need you to wake up. Mom, no.
Okay, and some questions about that. Tell me, what causes my outburst? Because I'm sure that Eric is lying in court. What will happen if I have another outburst? The judge will hold me in contempt and bar me from the courtroom. Why does the district attorney refuse to cross-examine Mr. Eric Nichols? Because something seems suspicious between him and the defendant's family. Why am I surprised by the DA's decision? Because I expected him to ask Eric a lot of questions, but he didn't. Why does Lucy urgently call for help? Because she panics when I suddenly collapse. What does the judge do after I become unconscious? She orders the bailiff to call an EMT, an emergency medical technician, immediately. Okay, more dialogue.
Oh, easy, Mom, easy. He passed out before the judge could give the case to the jury.
What does that mean for our case?
Well, the judge moved the court date to next week. But it doesn't look good for us, Mom. The DA said that he's not going to talk to Eric or any other witnesses.
Why?
He said that it would be better for our case if he doesn't.
Isn't he supposed to be on our side? They call this justice? Jamie would never be so reckless behind the wheel. He wouldn't do it. I know.
Look, I know, Mom. I know. Okay, but that Eric kid, he's got the best lawyers that money could buy.
What happened to justice being blind? It's not supposed to be about how much money you have.
I don't think it works that way, Mom. Maybe it never did.
There's gotta be something we could do. There's gotta be. Jamie doesn't deserve to have his name dragged through the mud.
Mom, there is nothing that we can do. Okay, we need help, but not even the DA is willing to help.
Okay, some more questions. What happened to me in the courtroom? I passed out before the judge could hand the case over to the jury. When will the court give a judgment for the case? The judgment of the court is scheduled for next week. Why am I so frustrated with the district attorney? Because he refuses to question Eric or any other witnesses. What do I expect justice should be? Justice should be fair and unaffected by money or power. Why am I confident that Jamie wasn't reckless behind the wheel? Because I know his character and how careful he was. Why does Lucy think we don't stand a chance of proving Jamie's innocence? Because Eric, he has the best lawyers and the DA is not on our side. Who doesn't deserve to have his name dragged through the mud? Jamie doesn't deserve to have his reputation unfairly ruined. And here we go again.
Do you have a moment?
I know you. I've seen you in court every day of the trial.
Michael Van. I'm a lawyer and I've been following your case closely.
What do you want with this?
I want to help you win.
How do you expect to do that? Not even the DA thinks we have a fighting chance.
That's because he's being paid off.
What? And you know that for a fact.
I can prove it. Meet me at my office tomorrow at 9 a.m. and I'll walk you through it.
No, this is insane. What?
Okay, more questions. So, who is this Michael Van? He is a lawyer who has been closely following this case. Where has Lucy seen Michael Van before? She has seen him in court every day during the trial. What does Michael Van reveal about the district attorney? He asserts that the DA is being paid off by the defendant's family. What can Michael Van prove as a fact? He claims to have proof that the prosecutor has been bribed. How do Lucy and I react when we hear about the bribery? We are both surprised and skeptical, finding the situation insane. Okay.
5 years ago, Mr. Eric Nichols was in another fatal car accident. This time it was in Oakland. The victim that night was named Becca. She was only 17.
How come the DA didn't tell us this?
Because someone paid an awful lot of money to have this record sealed. I doubt the judge is even aware of it.
But he killed someone.
Not according to the state of California. Eric was found innocent and then his record was expunged.
I don't understand. I mean, how can somebody just buy an innocent verdict?
Money can be a corrupting force.
No wonder why he was acting so confident in the courthouse. He knows he's going to be found innocent because of his daddy's wallet.
I'm afraid so.
You said something earlier about having proof.
I hired a forensic accountant to do some digging. He found multiple discrepancies in the DA's finances that match up to the large cash withdrawals from the Nichols bank account. I'm talking about over $500,000.
Unbelievable.
They're rigging the system in order to buy their son's freedom. It seems to be something they do often. Eric was cited 6 times for street racing and reckless driving around the Los Angeles County over the past 2 years alone. Each citation was mysteriously expunged from his record.
Great, so basically he's gonna get away with murdering my baby brother.
Not this time.
Okay. More inquiries here. Who was involved in the fatal accident 5 years ago in Oakland? Eric Nichols, you ran over a young 17-year-old girl there. Is Becca still alive? No, she was the victim of that fatal accident. Why didn't the DA tell me about Eric's past accident? because someone paid an awful lot of money to have these records sealed. Does Michael think the judge knows about this shady action? No, he doubts the judge is even aware of it. Was Eric declared guilty in Becca's case? No, his record was expunged mysteriously, and he was found innocent. Am I satisfied with that verdict? No, I can't believe somebody can buy an innocent verdict. What does money can be a corrupting force mean in this context? It means money can lead to dishonesty or unfair, unethical actions. Why was Eric acting so confident in the courthouse? Because he knew his daddy's wallet would influence the verdict. What did Michael Vann hire a forensic accountant for? He hired him to investigate financial corruption related to the case. What did the forensic accountant find in the DA's finances? He found multiple discrepancies matching the Nichols withdrawals. Why is the amount of cash significant for the case? Because it suggests possible bribery or corruption involving the DA. Why is the Nichols family rigging the system? They're manipulating the legal process to buy their son's freedom. How many times was Eric cited for street racing and reckless driving? He was cited 6 times in the past 2 years alone. Where did Eric commit these violations? In Los Angeles County. Why is it suspicious that Eric's citations were mysteriously expunged? Because it suggests someone used influence or money to erase them. Will Eric get away with murdering my son? No, Michael promises Eric will not escape justice this time. Okay, the end of part 1. See you later.